Otis Evans was sitting on his porch.
Right now, I'm just nervous of the police.
Robert McGowan was driving his car.
I looked at the tickets and I saw the word misdemeanor, and that doesn't sound good.
And Michael Tonin was just doing his job.
They should have known that some of the people they were ticketing didn't really deserve them.
All three say they were ticketed by Detroit police for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, given loitering tickets tying them to drug dealers and prostitutes. As we showed you earlier this month, dozens of local residents from both city and suburb were hit for loitering in a place known for prostitution and narcotics, a misdemeanor with a penalty of up to $1,000 and 93 days in jail. All the tickets that made it to court so far have been thrown out.
Case dismissed.
And since our original report, we've heard from others with the same kind of story. Take Eric Holland. No criminal history, not even a traffic ticket on his record. But on a morning back in the fall while he was driving to breakfast, a Detroit police officer pulled him over at 7 Mile and John R. She said she knew what he was really up to.
The police officer came up to my window. She had her gun drawn on me. The direct quote for them was, "If you don't live on this street, then you're here as a customer."
For hookers.
For hookers or dope.
The cop told the married Madison Heights man to call his wife then and there and tell her exactly why he'd been pulled over.
My wife knows where I'm at all times, so I have nothing to hide, so I called her up. But to have a police officer actually tell me to call my wife to tell her I'm up to something, allegedly, it's kind of humiliating.
Holland says the officer told him she was writing him up for loitering in a place of illegal occupation.
I asked that officer, I was like, how am I going to get a loitering ticket? Can you explain the definition of loitering to me? And she said, I'll get back to you once I run your record.
The cop decided not to write him up for loitering. Instead, he was hit for failing to use a turn signal. That ticket was tossed out of court, too.
The way those tickets were issued is wrong.
For 30 years, David Mahalab was an officer in the Detroit Police Department. He's been a critic and a cheerleader of DPD since retiring in 2005 and says he wrote hundreds of loitering tickets while he wore the badge. He said cops need to have more reason to issue a ticket than just finding someone in a rough neighborhood.
You can't go out and issue tickets to innocent citizens and expect them to respect the law or have any effect on crime. You just make the community mad at you.
And some are taking out their anger by going to court. At least 24 people have joined a class action lawsuit against the city of Detroit, all of them saying they were victimized by DPD. It'll cost taxpayers to defend the lawsuit, and even more if there's a payout. And it's left Metro Detroiters like Holland with a sour taste in their mouth.
What kind of a message does this send to people who spend any time in Detroit?
It tells you to stay out. I won't go back in that area because of the way I was treated by Detroit Police Department.
Now, Detroit Police Chief Ralph Godby again declined to speak with us for this story. He said in a statement that he's not able to comment on individual tickets until an investigation is performed. And he said anyone who thinks they've been mistreated by DPD should file a citizen's complaint. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.